for another countries video, and here we go with the news for the day. Not with the news. No, but also getting mixed up and doing the news a few hours early. Yeah, jokes. We're actually doing a country now, as we are on Belarus today. So yeah, here we go. As in the early times, Belarus was inhabited by and ruled over by various people, including like Slavs, Mongols, and Lithuania. And during the 19th century, various people tried to claim Belarus, and it was alternately ruled by Russia and Poland. And the latter managed to retain control until the end of World War I, when Germany claimed Belarus, and in 1921 the country was divided between Poland and the Soviets. Now the Bolshevik Russia, which became a USSR a year later. And it was a hard time in their history, as Belarusians were in Poland were subject to mass killings, and a lot were and many were killed and executed and all, which I suppose could have been happening in the Russian area as well. And during the next 2 decades, Belarus was passed back and forth between USSR and Germany, which left the country ravaged by the end of World War II, and a quarter of the country's population died during the war. Many in Nazi concentration camps and all that. And under the Soviet rule, Belarus kind of recovered economically, and Minsk became one of the industrial hubs of the USSR. But when in 1986, when the Chernobyl nuclear power station went into meltdown in Ukraine, Belarus was hit hard, like harder than anywhere, and around 1/5 of the country was seriously contaminated, and the effects are still going on today. As nuclear physics nuclear energy and all that is nothing to be joke about, kind of thing. Nice, but like, for those younger, I think of it as Fukushima, like a couple of years, like 7 years ago now, but on a scale that's possibly 10 times worse. And the nationalist sentiment grew in the following years, and the Communist Party issued a declaration of full national independence in 1991 during the collapse of the Soviet Union, and has retained close political and economic ties to Russia than any other former Soviet republics. And since independence, Belarus has only really had 2 presidents. Sorry if I mispronounce them. There's Stanislaw Shushkenvich. Don't kill me over it. Shushkenvich, a physicist who followed a centrist path between communism and populist front, and Alexander Lukashenko, who is now running the country with somewhat of an iron fist. And internationally, Lukashenko is considered somewhat of a tyrant and backward, and held responsible for the economic decline of what has been a promising nation in the past. So yeah, just a short bit of history today. So yeah, now you think that was short, but going on to language now, which is also quite short as well. As Belarusian language, Belarusian is also spelled Belarusan, and all the spellings like Belarusian and Belarusian. I'm only doing it to kind of distinguish between them. Formerly called White Russian or White Russian, not trying to get confused like the White Russians who fought against communists after the Russian Revolution of 1917, or can be called White Rufian. As Belarusian, Belaruskaya Mova is an East Slavic language that is historically native to the language of most Belarusians, and many 21st century governments of Belarus had policies favouring the Russian language, and as a result Russian is more widely used in education and public life than Belarusian, as Belarusian forms a link between the Russian and Ukrainian languages, since its dialects shade gradually into Russian dialects and Ukrainian dialects on their respective borders, and their central dialects among the several large dialects zone. So from the basis of standard Belarusian and the central dialects among several large dialect zones. The language contains many Polish loanwords and is written in a form of Cyrillic alphabet. An older form of Belarusian was used as an official language of administration from the 14th to 16th century in the Grand Duchy of Lithuania, which included present-day Belarus as well as Lithuania and Ukraine. So yeah, thought it was short, and now we've got a lot to do, like a few legends to do, as I've got a few ghosts today. So yeah. Not Siri hasn't quite appeared. So yeah. There's like a few ghosts in Belarus, to say the least. And yeah, here we go with first, which is a black dame of Nesvissa, and was one of the most legendary ghosts inhabited in the Belarusian Nesvissa castle, and during nights over ancient alleys in the park, through deserted halls and corridors, on the palace haunting Black Lady, the spirit of Barbara Radziwiłł, the wife of King of Poland, Sigmund August. The body of a queen rests in Vilnius, but the soul of a more than 4 centuries forced to toil in Nesvis. As during her life, Barbara was said to be intelligent, educated and beautiful, and the girl enjoyed success with the opposite sex, which evil tongues called a great whore. And Curious once counted the number of her lovers, and she agreed on the figure 38, whatever it was, but the marriage to Barbara in August, and the Grand Duchy of Lithuania fiercely resisted. But happiness was short-lived with the spouses, and according to the rumour, the unfortunate queen poisoned in-law Bonasfaza, who hated upstarts as Radziwiłł. In May 1551, the first Barbara was gone, as the ominous legend king was so grieved for the beloved that one day he decided to call her soul with a cult alchemist, as those led him into a dark room with a mirror, which was engraved with a silhouette of the late queen, and took the pledge in any case not to touch Barbara. But as soon as the ghost appeared, Sigmund rushed him with open arms, saying, like, Basenka mine. And the moment there was an explosion and went to putrid smell, and since then Barbara wanders through the world always in black, and mourning the death for his ruined love, and cannot find a way to the grave. In the legend of the Black Spades, the Germans occupied a double lock, which saw something black in the park. They were fired in the direction to cry Frau Schwarz, and ran away in Soviet times, resting in the collective and health resort, which was situated the castle, complained about strange creaky noises in the night, and however they believe themselves Razwil. A ghost appears to warn of dangers and troubles to come. For example, Princess Isabel, Radzwil, came that the Black Woman appeared in the window of the castle when her father was walking along the rampart, and same time in Warsaw died his eldest brother Albert, later buried in 1936 in the tomb of Nesvis Radzwil. Then there's also Sonia from the Mir Castle. In contrast to its neighbour Nesville, is not shrouded in mystical aura, but occasionally someone mentioned a local ghost named Sonia, who lives in the White Tower. Perhaps it is Sophia Tobolak, who was worldly, buried in the early 20th century in the family crypts next to the castle. But the spirit of Sonia, apparently very humble, do not worry about him not being told, in contrast to a large pond around the castle. Once in its place was a beautiful apple orchard, but the owner of the castle, Svea Topolk, mayor in May 1898, other trees cut down at the very moment when they bloomed, and a place on the garden to dig a lake. And since then the vindictive spirits apple revenge. People almost every year in this pond is drowning man. And then there's Pani Jadwiga of Lashitsa, and the most famous ghost of Minsk lives in the old manor Lashitsa. And for the Lady Jadwiga, once the wife of the owner of the estate, Eusta Luban, is famed as a good ghost. As the legend goes, the owner of the estate fell in love, and according to one version of the Minsk governor, was in Pushkin, on the other in Count Sapsky, and the third but impoverished nobleman, from whom she allegedly expected a baby, and the latter most plausible since the previous fans were all under 70. When all was revealed, family scandal erupted, and it happened in 1905, just as the birthday of Jadwiga upset the birthday girl ran to the Swisslok, which flows behind the house, and sat in a boat. And what happened next, nobody really knows for sure. Whether the boat capsized or whether the girl herself took their own life, but soon found her body on the riverbank. At this point, widow Luban, rare for Belarus plant, it's a tree Manchurian apricot whose fruit resembled walnuts, but served the shape of a heart. Jadwiga was buried in the family chapel, whose ruins are now rises on the main avenue. The window in Jadwiga's room looked out onto the river that was laid with brick, which I used stas. So yeah. And Jadwiga, against the backdrop of the moon, appears an unusually distinctive silhouette of a woman in wide white robes, who tells of the most daring couples how their family gives practical advice by the flowering apricot tree in spring and all. Then there's a black monk from Golashani, as Golshany is perhaps a very mystical place in the entirety of Belarus, and local legends will be enough for a full-fledged horror film, or even on the show. So yeah, as many people have gone there to kind of research the paranormal phenomena, one film named Golshany was filmed near the Black Castle Olshansky, famous novel by Vladimir Korotkevich. And the legend which describes Vladimir Korotkevich told that once upon a time a ruthless young man, Gremislav Valius Hinch, loved beauty, illustrious Princess Hannah Godislavu Golishanskaya, and the girl seemed to reciprocate the love. And to meet with his mistress, dressed in a monk, Gremislav, when the secret meetings were learned by a husband of the princess, honouring the tradition of the Middle Ages and a dish tribal honour, he killed them both. And since there was no rest, the Black Monk, so nicknamed by the locals, and the White Lady, and now and then appears in the niches of the tower and induced death in the horror of a bystander. Then there's also the White Lady of Golshany, as it appearance can be a fascinating legend and all that. And it was 4 centuries ago, Paul Stefan Safiha, the owner of Golshany, gave money to build a Catholic church and a monastery, and a date of the consecration was appointed for August the 6th, 1618, as coat builders will receive compensation will not have time waiting for their punishment, as the masons worked hard, but one of the walls of the monastery collapsed all the time, and a secret sacrifice needed to be made, and decided the builders, and it said it will be one of the wives of the builders which will come first for her husband to dinner, and the one that came was like the most beautiful and young, and it was bricked into the wall, as she's kind of now famous in Belarus. And in time, a few years ago, in the restoration, clearing the basement of the monastery, the so-called church annex stumbled upon an immured skeleton. When he got on the wall, as well as a few centuries ago, ran the crack, and for a long time the bones lay in a box. Then the branch manager of the National Art Museum, which now occupies the monastery, asked 2 local residents to bury the ashes in a Christian way, and they were probably too lazy to walk to the cemetery or have done something wrong. But soon the men died one after another, and in general the ghost raged, and it was turned off in the annex. Lights were turned off in the annex, and then moaning and crying was heard, and the grid began to rattle, and it would turn into a bat. Then huge and invisible hand of some of the tourists from the steps of the TV. It was raised a memory of an digital photo camera. And once the expedition had been there from one of the Belarusian organisations to study the phenomena, researchers argue that the building is systematically works well established in the cells and corridors of special sensors designed to detect the motion of large objects, and the Ghostbusters spent a night in the monastery and saw shadows and silhouettes, light spots, and heard strange sounds. As Russian ufologist says that the sensors are installed in the vacant second floor in the morning and appear to be scattered at all. So yeah, that is the video for today. What do you think of Belarus, Siri?
I don't understand. Why do you think of Belarus, Siri? But I could search the web for it.
Do you like Belarus, Siri?
This is about you, not me.
I love you, Siri.
You hardly know me.
Do you want to go Belarus, Siri?
I try to be satisfied with what I have.
Okay, he doesn't really want to go Belarus. I don't really blame him, but it's still a death penalty. And then it's still a dictatorship. Do you want to go Belarus, Siri?
I don't know who your brother is. In fact, I don't know who you are, but you can tell me. In Siri settings, tap on my info and then choose yourself from your contacts.
Do you want to go Belarus?
I try to be satisfied with what I have.
Siri's just not understanding as he just said, do you want to go Belarus? Do you want to go pub, Siri?
Here's what I found.
Do you want to go to the pub?
Which pub? Tap the one you want.
Okay, he's giving me a few. I love you, Siri. Do you want to choose a pub, Siri?
I have everything I need in the cloud.
Okay. What do you think of Belarus?
I really couldn't say.
Okay, has no opinion on Belarus. So yeah, that's where I'm leaving the video today. I'll see you all later on and all. So yeah, bye for now.